All right.
Hi everyone, welcome to another one of our webinars this afternoon. So our webinar today is Vision, Purpose and Values, presented by Greg Verhoef. So I'm your moderator today, so I'm Shana. I'll be managing the webinar questions at the end, and I'll just make sure, or try and make sure that everything runs smoothly this afternoon for us. So if you haven't used Zoom before, down the bottom is all your settings. So on the bottom left-hand corner is your audio settings. If your speakers or anything aren't working correctly, you can adjust things in there or check that they're working. At the bottom there, the Q&A. If you have any questions throughout the whole webinar, just drop in a question in the Q&A button and we'll collect them all and answer all the questions at the end. So we'll have a question session at the end of the webinar. And if you do need to leave during the webinar, you can click the bottom right corner, the leave meeting down there, and you can leave. At the end or in the next few days, we'll be sending out a recording of the webinar, so you can all watch this again later if you want to, or you can share it with any of your clients or your other colleagues or anyone who you think could find this webinar interesting. So our panelist today is the primary of Greg Verhoef Chartered Accountant, Greg Verhoef. So his details are on there, and he will be presenting our webinar tonight. So welcome, Greg Verhoef. I'll let you take it over from here.
Thank you, Shana. Welcome to everyone who's all our attendees who have joined us today. It's great to see a good number of people listening in. We run a webinar every 2 months, and we try and pick different topics. We've got a whole range of material that we can pick from, and it's all sort of business related, one manner or another. And if you enjoy them, please come back. Also, you can jump on my website and see the previous ones we've run as well. So thank you for being here, and we'll kick on in. So first thing is thought of the day. This is from Peter Drucker, and that he talks about business culture, and culture eats strategy for business. So what he's meaning by that is that you can spend time developing your business a number of different ways, and you can put a whole lot of time into strategy. But if the culture of the way your business operates is not the way it should be, or isn't defined well, then your best strategy is never going to deliver. And that it's really important to get your culture right first, and then you can work on your strategy, and the two work together to help deliver on that business core values. I'll try and keep to my notes, or else we'll get way off track. Anyway, so today's webinar is about the three most influential drivers of culture, and that is your vision, the vision you have for your business, the purpose or the reason your business exists, and your core values. Sorry. All right. Next. Our agenda for today. So we've got we normally go for about 40-45 minutes, and good way to finish off the first day of the week with some learning for everyone. So we're going to have a bit of a look at the cornerstones of culture, and then we're going to break that down into your vision and how you might, some skills you can use to develop your vision, your purpose, and the core values. How to bring those three things into life, and then finish off what your next steps might be, and any questions and answers at the end. Now, Shana is sitting here to my left. She helps with the technical side of things. And she has the keyboard, and will be collating any questions. So if you've got questions as you go, please just fire them in, and we'll answer them at the end. And we love questions. If we can help in any way, it's always cool. Right. So the cornerstones of culture. So, all right. So why is culture so important? And it really is that it helps create good businesses. There's been various studies that have been done that show that businesses with great cultures have an engaged team, and those types of businesses will outperform those who don't. your vision and your purpose and your values are the three key elements of a culture. And when you spend time developing these and sharing them with your team, and ensuring that you and your team, truly believe in these things, live by them, and use them to guide your business, then that helps create a sense of belonging and purpose, and it helps your team buy into where you're going. It helps them deliver an awesome service to your customers. And that's the end of the day what it's about. That's about delivering an awesome product, an awesome service that makes your customers want to keep coming back for more. So, and you can also use these cornerstones as a filter for decision making. As to when you come up to making decisions about your business, do they fit with inside your values? That can be used for things like recruitment. Do the people that you're interviewing, do their values fit with your values or the business's values? It can be used also for resolving conflict within your business. So if you've got a couple of team members who are at odds with each other, you can sort of sit down and go, right, these are our values of our business, and how does that relate to this disagreement we're having? And does that help guide us as to what is the right decision that we need to make to resolve this conflict that's going on? Good. Vision. So the first cornerstone of our culture is our vision, and quite a key one. So we've got some research here from the Harvard Business Review that evaluated tens of thousands of working people around the world, effectively enlisting the hearts and minds of your organisation in a shared vision of the future differentiates leaders from non-leaders. So this was some research from the Harvard Business Review, and they come out saying that those who can portray their vision are the real leaders of our business community. In short, companies with an effective strategy, vision, without an effective strategy or vision struggle to provide a meaningful context for their goals, strategies, and implementation plans. Right, so this should be popping up one bit at a time. So Jim Collins is the celebrated author, consultant, who developed the concept of a business vision, and was made up of two separate bits. There is your core ideology and your envisaged future. To break this down a bit further, the core ideology consists of your core purpose and core values. It is the enduring character of your business. It's a consistent identity that transcends product or market life cycles, management fads, or individual leaders. So it's that sort of that core purpose for your business. Why are you here? Why do you do it? That's that sort of real core bit. And I had my one written down somewhere, and I've lost it. Okay, so ours is very much a work in progress, and we haven't probably landed on it properly yet either. But all right, so our core ideology for our business is to support our clients to make great business decisions. So that's sort of the reason why we exist and what we're here for and to do. Now, the second bit is the envisaged future. Sorry, mouse has gone haywire. And that helps translate our core ideology into a tangible goal. So our vision is made up of two bits. There's our core ideology and our envisaged future as to where what our goal, what we hope. So the two bits come together to make up our vision. Click, no, there we are. So, and that should sort of be a BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal, somewhere 10 to 30 years in the future. All right, it's a big goal that you want to achieve. You want to make it achievable, but at a stretch to get there. Trying to find. So my notes here say something should be sort of 50 to 70% chance of achieving. So it doesn't mean you're definitely going to get it, but it's something that you have a good chance of getting, but you truly believe that you could achieve it. All right, so it's got to be something big. It's got to be something out there. It's got to be a stretch. Okay, and then you bring those two together to create your vision. So in my case, my envisaged future was that so both our clients and ourselves were successful and that we can relax. So it was about creating successful business to the point that we can sort of take a bit of time off maybe, and the business is self-generating and looking after itself. Have I missed any bits out? Okay. We will progress. So your vision statement. So when writing out your vision statement, here's some important guidelines to help develop that clear vision statement. So it needs to be in a present tense, not a future. Summarize it into a powerful phrase, and that's where my one itself was a bit wordy and a bit all over the place, and sort of trying to figure out how to put a bit more power in that, or use some better descriptive words maybe. Describe the best outcome. You know, you're trying to create a vision that describes the outcome. You don't want to use complicated language that people don't understand. You want to evoke an emotion. It should be quite obvious, and you should be quite passionate about what you're trying to achieve. I mean, that's what it's about. Creating that, stirring that interest in what your business is trying to achieve. And it should build the same picture in other people's minds to what's in your mind. So it's a bit like that ambiguous language. You've got to try and keep it simple so that everyone can get that same picture in their mind. All right, we'll move on to a few examples here. And we've got some examples. Tesla, real fast-growing company. It has done a lot already, but it has got some quite big, ambitious goals. And its vision is to create the most compelling car company of the 21st century by driving the world's transitions to electric vehicles. Nike, being inspired and innovated to every athlete in the world. And LinkedIn, to create economic opportunity for every member of the global workforce. You can sort of see how these visions are used to drive the team or the staff that work for these corporates. They can link it and align it to the individual's goals of the people that are working there, and they can use that with sort of advertising and marketing, and part of putting out what the purpose of their business is out there, so that their customers also understand what they're buying into when you buy Tesla. All right. So, vision. The big hairy goal at the top there, and the ideology and the goal as to how you're going to get there. So the next building block under that is our purpose, and our purpose should be the why the business exists, why it exists for its customers, and it should be summarised into just a few words, probably no more than 7, 8, or 9 words. It needs to be quite short, quite punchy. So it's the why, but it's not the it's the why, but it's not the how. All right. So the how comes later. The how comes in your strategy and your business plan. It's quite simply the why. Now you wanted to make it sort of not. It's got to be something that's not obvious. You say your business exists to make a profit. Well, most businesses exist to make a profit. It's got to have a bigger purpose than just to make a profit. It's your reason for being. It's not the goal or a business strategy. It's just the purpose as to why the business is here. I hope that didn't sound too muddled. We'll hopefully clarify a wee bit in this next bit. So this is the golden circle. And the golden circle created by Simon Sinek, if I've got that name right. So most businesses first describe what it is that they do, and then followed by the how they do it, and then in the middle of the why. But what we're trying to do is actually figure out the why first to work back to the how and what. And our why should be, again, nice, short and punchy, 5 to 7 words, and defines why the business exists in the eyes of the customers or in the terms of the customers. When you have a clear purpose as to why the business exists, then that helps get your team on board, helps them to understand and align their thinking. All right. So that purpose is the why. What do you do, and what do you? Why you do it, and what you do. And you articulate that purpose. You can then build around that the processes on how you do that and what you do, and that then leads to the results or what it is that you achieve. So 5 characteristics of a great purpose. It should be inspiring to your team. Must be something the whole team will understand. Everyone should be able to get in behind and believe in it. Something that will stand around the test of time. So it's not going to become out of date too quickly. You want it to, you want your purpose to still be valid, maybe in 100 years' time, but maybe in just 20 years' time too. The world changes so quickly. 100 years is a long way ahead. It should help you consider what it is that you could be doing but aren't, the products and services which you should be offering, and help you to live into your purpose while staying relevant to what your customers want. And it should help you decide what in your business you shouldn't be doing. Look at your existing services and products, and do they fit within your purpose? And if they don't, then maybe it's time to move away from that area and focus on the stuff that really fits in with the purpose of your business. And it's got to be truly authentic to the business. You can't copy someone else's. You can't copy someone else off the internet. It's got to be something that you come up with, and it's something that comes back to your sort of core values or your business core values. Examples of purpose statements. So Tesla here to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. Notice how their purpose doesn't actually mention vehicles. This opens up Tesla to do a whole lot of stuff other than vehicles. And although we tend to see them in the media all talking about electric cars all the time, Tesla is also doing a lot in battery technology for home storage and solar panels, and battery technology for grid storage and large-scale solar farms. So its sole purpose is not just there for vehicles, but its purpose statement is quite clever in that it leaves opportunities open. Netflix to entertain the world, and Zoom to make video conferencing frictionless and secure. And it's not too bad at that. We're using Zoom today, and help with Shana, it seems to be working all right. Okay. We will move on to core values. So this is the third cornerstone. So we've done our vision, we've done our purpose, and we move on to core values. So these are the sort of the timeless guiding principles that come from you as an owner, speak from the heart of you and your business. And they're the core values most likely to set the fundamental rules of the way you engage with your team, and the way you engage with your customers, and the way you do business. So our vision was a couple of short paragraphs, or a short paragraph. Our purpose was 7 to 10 words, and our values should be maybe half a dozen different values that help us guide our business. They should act as decision-making filters. You use these to check your business decisions against and make sure they fit with your values. They are used to engage the team again, to make sure they fit with inside the core values of the business. These are what we can also use to resolve some conflict. Once we've communicated our values about our business, got conflict within the team, we can ask them to, how does that conflict fit within our values and the business values? And it's the heart of our business identity. So just a little bit here, numerous studies done in the past by different places have shown that core values are the key driver of team engagement. Data tells us that this equates to less sick leave, lower team turnover, less rework, better communication, higher innovation, higher productivity, and higher probability. So, having these things in your business is all good. So you should have some good core values for your business. The identity iceberg. This is an iceberg graphic, and the iceberg on the top, the bit above the waterline, is what we can see. And what we can see, and what your customers can see, and what everyone else in the business community can see are your actions. It's the above the waterline stuff. It's the how you demonstrate your behaviours and values and so on. But as we know with an iceberg, is that there is a lot more below the waterline. These bits all are there and support and lift up the actions that are above the waterline. So it's about getting the bits below the waterline in the right place, so that our above the waterline actions are good, so that we look, how we want to present ourselves in our business. So the first one there is habits, and habits are created over time, and they are driven by our thinking and influenced by the way we like to do things. So thinking is our next one there. Habits are created by our thinking, and we can change our habits reasonably easy. Well, it might take a few weeks, but habits are changed. They are a learned behaviour, and something with a bit of effort and a bit of control, you can change your habits. But your habits are driven from your thinking, and the way we think is not so easy to change, but still can be changed. But our thinking comes from our beliefs, and our beliefs very much come from the way we are brought up and the personal values that we are given as young people. And this is why it's so important that we give our young people out there really good personal values, so that their beliefs and their thinking are good. And that will help them be great people and have good habits and show good actions. And our values really are our identity. So those things, the bits above the waterline, are easy to change. The habits are not too hard to change. And as you work your way down, it gets harder and harder to change things. But nothing's impossible. And we are there to help change things. We're not a psychologist, so I'm not into personal identity traits, but we're definitely there to help with people's businesses. All right. Deriving your core values. So we do have some material that we can run a workshop that goes for 2 to 3 hours to help people work out their values. And what you need to do is you need to really set aside some uninterrupted time. You need a good couple of hours without the cell phone, without the email, without people coming in and bugging you, where you just sit down and work through some core values. We recommend using a facilitator, someone who can help you to extract out the values, but also keep things on task. It's very easy to get sidetracked and off into a tangent somewhere. Brainstorming is one of those tools that we can use just to get ideas up, get them up on the board, all potential ideas out there, and then you start trying to then define them and work out which are the important ones and which are the less so important ones. You want to develop maybe 5 core values, probably no more. The thing is, if you have too many, and it's easy to just go, oh, we want to add this and we want to add this one, and you get more and more core values. But if you have too many, you won't remember them all. So you've got to keep them quite succinct, quite close, and not too long and wordy. You need to be able to memorise them, and you need to be able to rattle them off the top of your head quite quickly, because it's got to become, one of those sort of things. Define each core value, 10 words or less. Go through a bit of a relevance check, make sure they are relevant to the owners of the business, to the team, and to the clients. And so those same sort of core values have the same meaning for everyone. And the last one there, you want to avoid sort of hygiene values. So these are things like, as us as an accounting firm, to act in a professional manner. When accountants are just expected to act professionally. I mean, that's just part of who we are. So it's not really a core value, although it's something we do. It's you don't want to have core values that are really just expectations of what you do anyway. All right. Have I covered all my notes? Yeah, good. Right, culture card. So if you've put the effort in and the time into developing a vision, a purpose, and some core values, you've really got to make use of them. You've got to get them in front of your team, in front of your staff on a sort of daily basis. So one way to do that is to do something like a culture card. So it's just a little card that people can put in their pockets or leave on their desk. That can just be a sort of business card size, sort of like a business card, and list on it the core values of your business. And just so people have got it to reference to, and you can refer to it quite easily. You might want to put your vision up on the wall somewhere, and your purpose, you might want to frame that and put that somewhere around the office. You might want to have the purpose out in front of the workplace so your customers can see it as well. These are all good things, and you don't want to hide them away. You want to feel proud of them. You want your team to feel proud of them, and you want to publish it out there, put them on your website, put them on your Facebook page, promote them so that people know what they are. Keep them front of mind and top of mind. Which is exactly what this slide leads on to. Your culture card, share it with your team, keep a bit tongue-tied, commit them to memory, website, visually in the workplace, share examples. Review annually, like anything, annually is very quick. It comes down very quickly, actually, 1 year, but you want to review these things every so often, and that might be it might be every year, it might be every 18 months, might be at least every 2 years, just to make a bit of time to sit down and go, right, do they all line up? They still line up. Is our vision still our vision? Is our purpose still the why? And are our values still relative in the world as it sits today? Because the world does change and things move on, and you just need to keep sort of reviewing those things. So, next steps. We are getting through this quite quick, so we're going to be finished reasonably soon. I'm talking too fast. I always should slow down a bit, shouldn't I? But anyway, what can you do next to help improve your business? And it's taking the stuff from today and doing something with it. Because you can sit and listen to webinars, but unless you actually take that information and do something with it, your business is not going to change. So put a line in the sand to improve your business culture. Commit to reviewing or creating your vision, your purpose, and your core values. Take your team and your customers on the journey. Make them part of the process. It's not something you should just do on your own and bang it out there and go, hey, this is it. Because at the end of the day, it's all about getting the buy-in from the team and ultimately buy-in from the customers as well. Focus on what you can do. You can't change the things you can't do. So just focus on those ones that you can do. And you can come and get some help from us. Like I say, we've got a sort of a 2 or 3 hour workshop on how to create your vision, values, and purpose. Has a nice sort of step through process, and we're happy to help you with that. And we also do the same with the business plan, but our business plan is actually a bit longer business plan is at least a half day, a bit of pre-work before that, and a bit of follow-up work after that. So the two do sort of fit together as well. So, but anyway, this is how we can help. We've got a half-day business plan out there. Typically, we'll hire a venue somewhere and take you and your senior staff off-site to work through a business plan. A core values development workshop is 2 to 3 hours. It's a bit shorter, and we can sort of do that anywhere. And as always, I'm more than happy to meet up for a cup of coffee and have a free chat about your business and how we can help with any of those sorts of things. All right, that did go through a bit quick. So we'll might as well wrap this up and everyone can have the last half hour of the day to carry on with something. Have we got any questions, Shana?
Brilliant, yeah, so we did have one question come through. And if you do have any questions about anything that we've talked about this afternoon or anything related to what we've talked about, just fire it through the Q&A down the bottom there, and we will answer them now. So we'll just give you a minute or so to do that. But the one question we have had come through is, how does this, so the vision, purpose, values, fit in with our business strategy?
Yep, good question. So they are quite intertwined, and probably, as part of doing a strategy, you need to have a vision. So the first part of a business strategy is defining, your purpose, your vision as part of that. So to add the values in is not a big sidestep, I suppose. So probably before you do your strategy, you need to have done some thinking about your vision and purpose and your values. And then that leads into then developing a business strategy about where your business is going and how you want to get there, and what your goals might be. Which then, out of your business strategy, you come with a business plan, which is a more refined set of tasks and steps and structures as to your business operations. All right.
Cool. Awesome.
Any other questions?
We haven't had any other questions come through yet, but again, if you have any, just fire them through really quickly. Just before we wrap up, just a reminder that if you've registered for this webinar, we will be sending you a recording of the webinar. Probably next Monday we'll get that out, and we'll also have it available along with all of our past webinars on our website. So feel free to jump on there and you can rewatch it, or you can send it to your team members, or if you've got some other friends or anything that you think could benefit from this webinar or any of our others, please feel free to send them through. We do our webinars to help other small and local businesses with their business. So the further we can get it, the more people we can help out, the better.
Thank you, Shana. All right, okay, thank you everyone for attending. It was so great to see so many people registered to attend this event. It's really nice. We are sort of growing our number that are turning up each time. So if we keep growing, we'll keep doing these.
We have actually just had one question come through. So should we be worried about competitors and their vision and purpose? Do you do market research?
Your vision and your purpose and values should really come from you and your core. It's about, if we go back to that iceberg thing, shouldn't really go back through slides, should we? But anyway, go back, the iceberg identity. You shouldn't really be letting outsiders influence your values. So it's about you and your identity and your personal values and your beliefs and the way you think that of how you want your business to operate. So while you can go and look at what others are doing, and it's good to look around at some other visions and purpose just to get some ideas and see how people sort of string them together. At the end of the day, it's got to be, it's got to come from your heart. It's got to come from your passion, and it's not something you can copy and paste from someone else's business. It's got to be something you truly believe in, and that you are passionate about achieving, and your goals as to where you want to get. So it's have a look around, but at the end of the day, it's you, it's your identity, your beliefs, and how you want to reflect them in your actions. All right, no more questions?
We've just had one more come through. Have you ever had to tell someone they shouldn't be in business because their heart isn't in it?
No, I don't think so. I think most people I see their heart is in their business. What's the hardest thing to talk about is actually their business is just not working, and that's the hardest thing, because their passion is to run their business, but their business model is just not working, and it's like you've got to cut the line somewhere, and that's the tough conversation to have. You know, and how long do you let things go before you go, right, this is just not working? But I can't say I've had to have that conversation. Most people I meet are passionate about their business. Some people are really out there, really passionate, you know, striving for the top of the mountain. But and others are just, you know, happy to you know, run a great joinery business, you know, and you know, provide a good living and provide them with the benefits of being self-employed. But ultimately, they are still passionate about their business. It's just that different people show in different ways. All right. Very good. Nothing else?
No, I think that's us. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We've had a huge bunch with us today, which is awesome to see. So thank you everybody.
Yes, I think that's it. And yeah, we're all done. Enjoy the next 20 minutes for 5 o'clock, and hopefully we'll see you all again in a couple of months' time. And thanks for attending.